Normalize not shaming our patients when they're not doing something that we recommended, okay, and treating them like adults instead of children. All right, today I went to my PCP's office, and through the wall, I heard this healthcare provider like berating a patient for not getting labs done. The conversation essentially went like them being like, you had I see you didn't do the labs that I ordered a year ago. Why haven't you still gotten this done? They weren't even there for that. They were there for joint pain, and they just wanted help with their joints. And this person was decided that they were going to get on their case for not doing their labs. And I see this a lot where things get kind of held over people's heads. You can't have your birth control till you get your pap smear. You can't, XYZ until you get me these labs. And I don't understand why we don't just treat people like adults, right? And have a conversation where, one, we try to figure out where the pain point was here, and two, make sure that they were bought into the idea of labs in the first place, all right? Because if they're like, I don't see the benefit of this, no one's going to go get it. And I don't understand why we can't just have a conversation that goes a little bit something like this. Talk about your shoulder, and then, oh, by the way, I don't see them in here, but were you able to get the labs that we talked about last time? And if they're like, oh no, XYZ, blah, 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 blah. You're like, oh, okay, that's fine. Was there anything in particular that made it like rough for you to get them done? In which case, like if it's me, I would be like fasting. I can't get my kids to where they need to be. By that point, I've been awake for like hours, and I'm starving. I get really lightheaded. It tends to trigger migraines and blah, blah, blah. And then you could troubleshoot that and be like, hey, okay, maybe we don't fully fast. Maybe we go like before lunch and we try not to eat for like 4 or 5 hours before that. And we like fake fast. Is it perfect? No, but we don't live in a perfect world. Okay, let's troubleshoot it and meet people where they're at. Maybe they have trouble getting there. Maybe it's opening other doors and you're finding out like this person didn't really understand the utility of getting labs in the first place. And then we can have a conversation about that. Okay, but let's just normalize when people don't do something that we necessarily recommend, not taking it personally and apparently holding it over their head like they're children and just being like, what was the struggle here? How can I get you there? And why we're doing this in the first place. All right. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Don't yell at your patients. Goodbye.